Jonathan is in Houston, Texas. Hey, Jonathan, welcome to the Ramsey Show.
Thank you to the both of you. Good afternoon.
Afternoon. How can we help?
Yes, sir. So recently, my wife and I just got married back in December, which is great. And to give you some context, we are both debt free. We have a fully funded emergency fund, and we're following the baby steps, which is great. And we live with my parents. So as you can see, we are motivated to buy a home, and we are wanting to stick within the parameters that you provide, being the 15-year fix and the fourth of our take home. And we are looking around, but we find ourselves not finding a home that fits our needs. So we've inquired about a grant that's being offered here in the Houston area, and with me being an employee of a national bank, that comes along with some perks. But even with all that stuff, we're still not finding ourselves with a home that we want to fall in love with and make that big purchase.
How old are you?
So my question to you is, what should we do?
How old are you?
I am 26, and my wife is 29.
And what's your household income?
Gross is about 120.
Okay. And how much do you have saved for a down payment?
Not much. Again, we have a fully funded emergency fund. I would say maybe after that I would have just under 10 grand possibly. So we wouldn't have enough for a 20% down payment, maybe not even 10%. And like I said, we are living with our parents in the meantime.
I got you.
With my parents, I should say.
Yeah, I got you. And you just got married the other day?
December of last year, yes, sir. December 14th.
Yeah, like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
All right. I'm just making sure I know which December. Okay. All right.
Got it.
I don't know that it matters, but I'm just curious. Okay. So,
Sure.
well, George, you can chime in. You just got married. What would you do? I mean, you got married a couple years ago, right?
Yeah, I would. If this is going to be a year or two away, I'm going to move out and rent somewhere. That's my take. That's just going to give me a feeling like I'm actually married and like an adult and stuff. And if it's a real short period of time and you guys need this, it's okay. But I don't think a long-term plan is to live with the parents. So how fast could you save up 20% on a house that you guys like? Because I heard you say fall in love with, and it feels like you're looking for this forever home. And the truth is, it's just a box. And find something that suits your needs that you really, really need, but you don't need to find this dream home right now at 26, newly married.
Got it. Well, one of the things with the grant that we're getting is that we have to stay in the home for 5 years, and we both.
What kind of? Whoa! Stop! What kind of grant?
It's a grant that's being provided here for Houston residents. It's for
first-time home buyers.
Correct. It's a $15,000 grant.
I'll pass.
And it doesn't affect. I'm sorry.
I'll pass. No, thank you.
Okay. Alrighty then. Well, anyway.
You know why?
We're still obviously.
You know why? Because you got to live in the house 5 years. You're 26 years old. You've just been married 20 minutes. It's impossible for you to plan exactly what's going to happen for 5 years. For a lousy 15 grand, you make 120. You're going to let these people control your life? No, thank you. The tail's wagging the dog, man. So if I'm you, I'm looking for an apartment right now. Get a cheap apartment and save money for a year, and like a crazy person, set up your life. And then go make your down payment on your house.
The truth is there's no rule that says you have to own a house as soon as you get married. And I know you guys feel like, well, this is going to make us feel like adults. But right now you're living with your parents. So go rent for a year. Figure out what area you want to live in, what house you want, and be diligent about saving up that down payment. I want you guys to save up 20% and avoid the PMI. And you know the parameters, so you're going to follow that. And that's going to really help you guys get on the right foot with this marriage, even if that's 2 years from now. I'm okay with you renting for 2 years if it means getting into a house the right way.
Yeah. So, guys, let me just tell you, we work with there's a lot of government grant things out there, and there are a few times that a government grant has a few enough strings attached to it that it's okay to take it. But when we hear government grant, all of us initially, until you've had a bad experience or two with them, until you've had that experience, you would say, oh, it's just free money. But it's free money that comes with handcuffs and shackles. The dumbest one I ever got involved with was I was doing renovations in my 20s when I was buying and selling houses, and I bought a historic house in a historic area, one of these regentrified areas where we're going to, turn the hood into a neighborhood again, that kind of thing. And the beautiful old home. Beautiful old home. And there was a historic grant available from the Historic Society. The Historic Society.
I thought you got that one wrong, but I realized it was
and it was $5,000, which in 1980s, $5,000 was some money. It was more than $15,000, right?
Yeah.
And so, but the grant stipulated that the house had to have been put back the way it was originally built to be historically accurate. Great, that's what I was planning to do anyway. Then Codes comes along and says you have to put a rail on the front porch because since this house was built, we figured out people fall off of front porches and break their face. So you cannot have a front porch this high without a thing. And I said, great, go tell the Historic Society that you're requiring this. And I could not get these two government people. That was nice. I cleaned that up.
That was
considerable.
On the fly.
These two government people to come into agreement and in alignment because I didn't care whether they put a rail up or not. I just wanted the free $5,000. I spent so much time and energy. I finally just told them stick it, put the rail on the porch, and said I don't need your Historic Society money, and you guys are nuts. You're requiring something that the law doesn't allow in order to give a grant. Now that's just asinine. But that's pretty typical when you get involved in government grants, and you're going to get your foot caught in the golden handcuffs or your ear or your neck or something when you're screwing with these dadgum grants. And occasionally there's one that doesn't have enough nooses built onto it that it's worth doing. But, man, I'll tell you what, we've looked at them in business. We've looked at them remember PPP loans?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was a grant, wasn't it? No, it wasn't. It was a loan. And some of you are paying that puppy back now after we told you not to take it. And everybody got real quiet about that whole subject, didn't they? Nobody talking about that much. But you were yelling and screaming in the microphone not to take that they were going to grab you guys around the throat. And that's exactly what's happened to a bunch of you business people out there.
Yeah.
You now have a big butt federal loan.
So the lesson is if it has an if or a but attached to it,
it's a government. It's a government
away.
butt. That's what it is. Yeah. If someone says I'm from the scariest words in the English language, I'm from the government and I'm here to help. That's scary language right there. That should scare the pee-wadding out of you, man. So enough me railing on the poor young guy. He's just trying to get a house.
Yeah.
But I'm not picking on you, Jonathan. You're a good man. Congratulations on your marriage. Go get you an apartment, save you some money, buy a house, son. Don't try to trick your way into this. And for God's sakes, George is right. They're a stupid house. There's one on every corner. Get you a house that you like, but there's no such thing as a forever home because your forever changes. You're forever changing. You had a forever home until you got 2 dogs. Now it's not a forever home anymore. Then we got 3 kids. Oh, my God, it's for sure not a forever home. And then we're going to move again into a bigger house and call that our forever home. But it's not really your forever home because your life changes and goes through seasons. So you're going to go through seasons of change with your house. That's just very few people buy a home. Statistically, it's got to be less than 5% and stay in it their entire lives.
Yeah.
It's just almost no one. But
newlyweds, they get starry-eyed about the home buying process.
Exactly. And we want you to get a house. We just don't want the house to get you. So there you go. And we certainly don't want the government to get you.